Welcome to Munger Vision, PEGTV, Channel 15 Sports. We got game number 2 of a doubleheader. CSJ taking on Lyndon. The first game was won by Lyndon 2-1. It was actually a very good game to watch. And you're looking at Lisa Lawrence. She'll get to start here, the right-handed pitcher for the CSJ squad in game number 2. And she'll be looking at Lauren Potter, Natalie Sham, and Tricia Lucier. That's the first 3 due up for Lyndon. Both these teams going to their respective leagues tournaments, and Nakia Vincent's the catcher, and Carlton Lloyd behind the plate calling balls and strikes. They'll set the rest of the defense for you in just a second, but we'll let Lawrence get her first pitch in, and that's going to be popped up and playable. Nope. And I don't know if it was fair ball. It is a fair ball, so it'll be a base runner on at first base with nobody down here. Scheduled for 7. And one of the biggest problems there, they just discussed it, was nobody talked, nobody communicated. So Sham up the center fielder with Lawrence at first, and Nakia Vincent behind the plate doing the catching. We'll see how aggressive Coach Kirchhoff for Lyndon State wants to be. That pitch will be high, and they'll throw down to Pike. Pike playing first, obviously, if they threw to her. Pike was the losing pitcher in the first game in that 2-1 loss. Filiberto's at second base defensively. Tahara Pleasure is at short. And Tompkins is at third. That's the interior defense, and that pitch will be high for a ball. And Lori Landsberg is in left field. Center field's Vicky Getty, and oh, I got it backwards. Landsberg's in right, Getty's in center, and left field is Amy Edge. Okay. That'll be a swing and a miss on the rise ball for a strike. So Lyndon in the first inning with the leadoff runner on base. Nobody down, and Lawrence looks in, gets the sign. This will be the final home game of the year for CSJ. They have completed their schedule. They won the Sunrise Conference. Like I said, they haven't decided on where the tournament's being held yet. Last year was in Ohio. We'll have to wait to see where they'll be shipped off to. Lyndon's going to the regionals. They've won the #1 in their division, and they show fun. See, they bring it back for the slap, and that's going to be fouled hard down the first baseline. On a beautiful spring afternoon from CSJ's Athletic Complex. Again, Munger Vision bringing you college softball action all season long, and I'd like to thank the CSJ administration, the athletic director Mark Benetatis for allowing me to videotape their sporting events and then get them played on Channel 15 and on Channel 15's website, and that'll be ball 4. We'll have runners on it, first and second, so the first 2 base runners reach against Lisa Lawrence, and Tricia Lucier, the catcher, up now. And she's doing some grounds work on that left side of the box. She's a right-handed hitter, so we'll see if she's going to try to small ball it around here from the left side. Tompkins, not that close, and at the corner. Down at third base. Yeah, and that's the place she wanted, and they'll flip it over, and there's nobody covering the bag at third, and that's going to allow the run to score. Yep. So a very sloppy first inning defensively for CSJ has led to an unearned run. Yeah, so still nobody down. A run in, and runners at first and second for the cleanup batter, Angel Phelps. So that first game was played pretty tight, 2-1. Execution wasn't bad at all, and we've seen a couple misplays and a walk, and that ball will be down, and Vincent will just eat it. That was a good decision right there by Vincent, not to compound a bad situation. And Danforth, Teresa Danforth, is on deck for Lyndon. They're in the white uniforms trimmed out in green. And we're closing out the college softball season. We have a lot more high school softball action and MSA boys baseball action for you to enjoy on Channel 15 Sports, brought to you by Munger Vision. Also got the Bougiani Thunderbird AAU basketball tournament coming up. That starts, I know I'm taped late, so we won't get on in time. That starts May 10th and 11th, and at a later date you'll see a lot of that tournament. So Dr. Bougiani always keeps me busy at those tournaments. That's playable. On the infield, Lawrence will make the grab, and again, nobody talking there. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. People only think about it in softball, but you got to communicate, man. Got to talk. And Teresa Danforth, the second baseman, up now with runners at second and third, and just the 1 run in so far and just the 1 out. Mary Gagne is on deck. CSJ trying to weather this first inning. Vincent with the target, and they show bunt. Tompkins starts her charge, and that is a bunt. Then she's safe at home. Ball was dropped, and the run will score. And yeah, the runner will take second. That's Danforth with a very smart play on the trail. Into that, she took second base. So Lucier ends up at third, and Danforth will go to second. So Gagne, the first baseman, Mary Gagne, comes up with the team up by 2 and just 1 down. And really, there hasn't been a ball hit hard in this whole inning. Obviously, the bunts aren't, but again, after playing such solid defense through the season, that's a nice stop there by Nakia Vincent, the catcher. Getting a little loose here in the first inning. Of course, 2-1 that loss and against a team as good as Lyndon. And I don't say they kind of took a little less intensity here. They might need a little more break between games. That's a good pitch and a swing and a miss for a strike. Yeah, at the plate, Gagne, like I said, she's going to be playing first base defensively this ball game. As Lawrence will look in, get the sign. They set up on the inside part of the plate, and that's going to be hit to Getty in center field. That's going to be hit over Getty in center field, and that's going to clear the bases as 2 more runs will come in, and Gagne is going to hold at second. Yeah, as that will be a 2 RBI double, and that to hit the ball over Vicky Getty's head in center field, you've got to really poke it, and that was hit a mile. Now Sarah Tucker up, and she represents the 7th batter to come to the plate here in the first inning against Lawrence. That's going to be past Lawrence to shortstop. Tahara Pleasure will fire, and a nice stop by Pike. The runner will be safe, but Pike able to scoop it and keep the ball in play so that it doesn't go out of play and allow the runner to score from third base. And Josie Patton out up now, and she's going to be the pitcher when Lyndon gets out in the field defensively in the bottom half of the first. There is the 5-inning mercy rule, which is 8 runs or more after 5 full at bats by the team trailing. And the runner will take second uncontested, as it's 4-0 in the first inning. CSJ down to Lyndon, and Lisa Lawrence looking for that second out. They took away the force out right there at second with the steal, and Amy Edge is going to be running that one down. Yeah, she started in and went back. 2 more runs will come in. There's run number 5 and run number 6, and that'll be coming back-to-back doubles now. As Gagne scores and Tucker score. So 6 runs in here. And Erica Kelleher will be the 9th batter to come to plate here in this inning. And see what Edge did in the outfield, Amy Edge. She started in and then backtracked on the ball, and by that time she couldn't recover from her initial steps in. There's a strike call to Kelleher. On deck, top of the order, Potter. Remember, Potter hit the little pop-up between the catcher and pitcher that was allowed to drop, and she started his whole thing off. And that's going to be to Filiberto. She'll scoop, fire, and get the one at second out. They're going to go to third and pull the double play. Oh! They call her safe on a close play at third. Looked like she came up short on the slide, but she will be at third base with 2 down. So the 10th batter to come to the plate will be Lauren Potter. 6 runs in this first inning. And Lawrence will pop in there on rise ball. That, by far, was her best velocity on a pitch this afternoon. And I know we're early, but that one had some pop on it. That'll be a little bit too far inside, a brush back pitch, and Potter will duck in out of the way. Like I said, she reached on an air and scored the game's first run. So CSJ with some work to do when they come up in the bottom of the first. They've got to kind of level off here. That's strike 2 called. So like I said, they've got to kind of level off, get back to good decision making in the field, and make the plays you got to make. I don't want to call them routine plays, but the makeable plays, you got to make them. That's going to be fouled out of play, and that's a good defensive 2-strike swing by Potter. Like I said, they are 2 down. Phelps popped up to the pitcher, and then Kelleher grounded out to Filiberto. And she'll get her. That'll be the inning. 6 runs, though, for Lyndon. Coming up the bottom half of the first. CSJ down 6. So Lori Landsberg, Vicky Getty, and Irene Tompkins do up here in the bottom half of the first with CSJ down by 6. And pitch coming in will be fastball strike. Josie Patton now, number 2 out there in the circle. Tricia Lucier will be the catcher. Mary Gagne's at first. Teresa Danforth is at second. Lauren Potter is your shortstop. Phelps is at third. This is Phelps with the scoop to throw and got her. Nope, they're not going to have her. Illegal pitch called. Yeah, so Landsberg will get a second life here. She'll come up to the plate. So they'll go 1-1 to count. So that was very well explained out there to the players and the coaches, Coach Kirchhoff and Coach Serrani. Okay, so we'll just put Landsberg back at the plate with a 1-1 count. And she popped it up a mile. Somebody saw same thing that just happened to CSJ, happened to Lyndon. 3 players had that ball surrounded and not one word was uttered out of their mouths, and nobody communicated, and it'll drop in. So Landsberg takes advantage of the second chance here at the plate. And Vicky Getty up now. And CSJ, I don't think they can come to the plate expecting 6 runs here to tie it up. They just need a couple runs to get leveled off back in the ball game. That's a beautiful draw. They'll get the runner over to second. Yep. She wanted to bring it up the first baseline, and she did. So a runner at second with 1 down. Now Tompkins up with Pleasure on deck. In that first ball game, Tompkins had a blast to right center field gap for a double. Now skip to the back. Oh, didn't go to the backstop, but the runner will be safe at third. It got far enough away from the catcher, so Lucier had to go get it, and her throw wasn't that far off from actually getting the runner at third. So Landsberg at third now with 1 out, and that changes a lot of the strategies now and able to get her home. See if Tompkins going to swing away here. She will, and that pitch will be up and out of the strike zone, and Lucier did a good job of leaving the crouch and getting up to get the ball and keep it in play. Yeah, so the Saints, so they can get a run or 2 here in this inning, come back out, and that could carry some momentum over to them defensively. 3 balls, no strikes to Tompkins. So Patton now will pull it right down the pipe for a strike. Again, a lot of times that 3-0 pitch, whether it's baseball or softball, will become the best pitch in the sequence to swing at, and that one will go by for strike 1. 3-1 to count. Fouled back off the fist, and it'll be a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Pat now, nice job coming back from being down 3 balls in the count. And we'll see what she comes up with for a pitch here. And just missed, stopping outside. Now put runners at the corners, and that might be an automatic green light for Tompkins. Yep. Now she started to steal, and she's going to be out. Oh, what a catch. So Tompkins went all the way around, tried to steal. That was a heck of a catch and a heck of a tag. So they'll gun her out at home base. So Landsberg, with the play on the walk, was to keep Tompkins going. And that'll become the second out of the inning, and Tahara Pleasure up now with a runner at second, 2 down. I tell you, it was a great catch by Lucier at the plate with the contact to hold the ball at the catcher's position. It was a good throw too, and that's going to be bobbled at third, and you're going to that's going to be an error. Neither team in this second game in the field in the first inning that sharp defensively. That'll be an error down there on Phelps, and now Pike up, Melissa Pike. So if you go back through the book in that first ball game, CSJ had a lot, 3 or 4 good opportunities throughout the ball game to score runs and were unable to get it done. And there's a strike to Pike. Getting Pleasure at first with good speed. See if they want to send her on to second. See if they draw the throw down or if they'll just concede to second base to her. On that play at home, though. Strike 2, it all got there at the same time. The ball, the runner, and the catch. And it was the blocking of the plate by Lucier that really made the play being out at home base. Pike will lean back and watch that one come in just a little too tight for a ball. And they haven't sent Pleasure yet from first. And that'll be obviously a rise ball, and Pleasure now will take second base. So second and third, they're looking for, again, that phrase, that timely hit from Pike. Boy, she went up and got that, and that's going to be a flip to first, and I think she's safe. Oh, they got her out. Oh, I got to tell you, it looked like she had beat it out. They won't get a call on that one, and it'll be 6-0. Saints down going into the second. Final words of wisdom from Maria Filiberto to the pitcher Lisa Lawrence is CSJ. Pretty obvious what they got to do right now. They got to hold the lead at 6. They're down by 6 runs. They don't want that to balloon out of proportion here and be uncatchable. So we will see what will happen here in the second inning and work on a beautiful spring afternoon. That one will roll in the plate to Natalia Sham. She walked and scored back in that extended first inning. There went 10 batters. 6 runs, a bunch of errors, some misplayed balls, and Lyndon with the lead. The final home game of the season for CSJ, then they're off to the national tournament. Same as Lyndon, different divisions. And Lawrence with a long look in. And that is going to be snagged by Snacks and thrown to first. What a play by, they call her Snacks. Irene Tompkins down there at third base. Oh, that was big time. That's the hot corner, and that's the kind of player you need down at the hot corner, and she made the job, and the throw was beautiful afterwards. And then Pike with the stretch, and they retire the first batter here. Now Tricia Lucier, the catcher in this second ball game, up for the second time in the second inning. Remember, she's up. Oh no, she's up for the second time. Second inning, that's playable. Edge looks to have it under control. Will make the grab. 2 down. That time I could clearly hear both the center fielder Getty and Edge out there doing a lot of talking to each other. Lucier reached on an error and scored in the first inning. Now Angel Phelps up. She popped up to the pitcher for an out the first time up. So far to this point, much better inning defensively for CSJ. It's just a matter that they dig too much of a hole in that first inning. That'll be outside for a ball. As I mentioned, Amy Edge is in left field, Vicky Getty in center, right field's Lori Landsberg. That's ball outside, 2-0. Nakia Vincent is behind the plate doing the catching. Lisa Lawrence in a circle doing the pitching. Irene Tompkins is at third. Tahara Pleasure is at short. Maria Filiberto is at second. And Melissa Pike is at first. And that's going to be the shortstop Pleasure. She'll come up fire, and that's going to be another great job by the first baseman. And that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for CSJ. Berto up, and we're in the bottom of the second. Nice job defensively by CSJ as they recovered from that first inning. That's popped straight in the air, and the pitcher says she's got it, and she will make the catch. She was not pulling your leg. So Pat Nowd, 1 pitch, 1 out, took care of business, and she bellowed out she had it. So since that first inning, both teams communicating to each other very well on the field defensively. Now we'll have Amy Edge coming up, and Edge today in both doubleheaders has made contact every time she's been up at the plate. And so Edge will settle into the batter's box and ready for the pitch on the way from Pat now to Lucier, and that's going to be shortstop caught. Again, made contact, and the shortstop right there. That was Potter with the grab, and 2 down on 2 pitches. This is very efficient pitching right here. Now Vincent up to catcher for the first time in game number 2. She was the DH in the first ball game, and she'll watch that one sail by for a ball. At outfield has Sarah Tucker, in left field defensively Natalia Sham in center, and Erica Kelleher in right. That came in too close for a ball, and Vincent will step back and look down at third base. Coach Srani with the signs, and Pat now and Lucier, the battery out there for Lyndon. Went change up, floated outside, and it's a 3-ball, no strike count. With Jessica Rubel, the DP, on deck for CSJ. It was Rubel in the first game that drove in the only run. She had the RBI single for CSJ. So Rubel, like I said, representing the number 9 spot, so top of the order, Landsberg on deck. So Rubel will step in, and Vincent down at first, pitch on the way, and a strike right there as it pops into the glove. And Rubel's been a very good addition to the team this year. Will swing and miss that one for an 0-2 count. Yeah, Rubel's a freshman from Corinth, New York. And the pitch on the way. That will be the inning, and it was not a lot of pitches wasted. 6-0 Lyndon. Lisa Lawrence had a 1-2-3 second inning of work. She's going to be looking at a strike on a foul ball on the swing, as you can see right there. Is Teresa, they told me to say, Teresa Danforth, the second baseman up. She got on base and scored back in the first inning. She's getting her second look at Lawrence. Got to keep her weight back on Lawrence. On her foot there, can't be lunging forward, and that'll be short of the plate and come in for a ball. It'll be a 1-1 count. And Coach Kirchhoff down at third base for Lyndon, flashing the signs. And try to take something off that. More aiming it than throwing it. Look at 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, Lisa Lawrence faced 10 batters in the first inning, just 3 in the second, as we're here in the third now. Right there for a strike. That'll be 2 strikes in the count now, as we're in the third, scheduled for 7. Sarah Tucker on deck, and then Pat now the pitcher due up. And she went up the ladder and got her for her second strikeout of the ball game. Again, she picks her spot to put the heater down there, and that's what she did right there. And now Gagne up. She had a 2 RBI double in the first, and she eventually scored a run herself, so she's responsible for 3 of the 6 runs herself for Lyndon, or been involved in 3 of the 6 runs. Nakia Vincent with the target, and that is a foul ball. Getting Melissa Pike down there at first base defensively. Maria Filiberto was playing second this ball game, and on the left side of the field you got Irene Tompkins at third and Tahara Pleasure at shortstop. That'll skip in for a ball. Amy Edge getting the start in left field in this ball game, and then center field of course is Vicki Getty, and right field is Lori Landsberg. We've had Jessica Robel. She's been the DP for Lawrence in this ball game. Good pitch. But I tell you, Lawrence, again, when she finds her release point, she's pretty good. She's got 1 down, nobody on base. We're in the third, flying right along here. Again, Channel 15's website is www.pegtv.com, and she will have 3 strikeouts to this inning. Back-to-back strikeouts here. Now Sarah Tucker up. She reached on an error and scored in the first. Now you go to that website, PEGTV.com, you can click on to Video on Demand and watch programs right on your computer. You don't even need Comcast foul ball down the third baseline for a strike. But you can also go to the website to sign up for CIP classes, gain information about PEG TV, and also to see the schedule if you want to see what's going beyond the actual television box. But the internet, that was the big addition this past year, being able to click on the internet and watch events. She'll lay off that rise ball and leaving it out for Tucker at 101. Like I said, Josie Patnow, the pitcher, number 2 on their jersey, she's on deck in case they can. That's going to be to Getty, and she will make the grab. Another 1-2-3 inning. And Vicky Getty with the big get, and that's going to be, oh gosh, I got to go back in the book. She has retired 8 in a row now, Lisa Lawrence has, with a lot of help from her defense. Lori Landsberg, number 33, is senior on Seniors Day here at CSJ. Up against Patnow in the bottom of the third. We'll take a strike right there on the corner as her first time up. Lori Landsberg singled and got stranded at, actually got thrown out at third base. That's solid contact. That's knocked down by Potter. Can she make the throw? Oh, what a play by Potter. Yeah, and the Landsberg with a good sting of the ball, but then the great play by Potter at short. That'll bring up Vicky Getty now. Getty showing bunt. Will bring the bat back. Slap? No. Be called a strike. Somewhere on my camera, and I can't tell you where, I've got grease dripping out all over from my tripod, all over my hands. That'll be a ball. So Getty, with the bases clear here in this second inning, or third inning, we'll watch that one sail outside. 6 runs in the first. That's been the only scoring so far. That was all done by Lyndon State College, as again they really caught CSJ kind of napping in that first inning defensively. That's going to be played in right field and caught for the second out. Good poke. Got it up in the air though, and it'll be caught. 2 down now in the third. That'll bring up Irene Tompkins. Tompkins walked. She got stranded at third in that first inning. See how Tompkins just swinging away here. She is. That's going to be off the pitcher's glove, and that's going to be tough. And she's safe. Tompkins with a good set of wheels will get down the line, and now go off from the pitcher's glove to the fielder. I believe it ended up being third baseman, and they just couldn't get her, so that'll go as an infield, unofficially an infield hit. And it'll bring up Tahara Pleasure, who reached on an error at third base her first time up. She'll go through her pre-at-bat ritual by cleansing the plate. And Tompkins with the fake down at first. Again, CSJ trying to make something happen here. They got to get a couple of runs at a time. It's going to be back to Pat now, and she'll go to first. That's the inning. We'll head to the fourth. 6-0 Lyndon. The pitcher Pat now with the first swing will follow it out of play, and then won't be caught. It'll be a strike. Lawrence has settled down nicely since the first inning. Of course, she had a lot of help behind her there. It was a team effort, those 6 runs in the first inning. And trying to go back, she had a 1-2-3 second, a 1-2-3 third. And she's retired 8 in a row now, going into the 4th inning. She's got 3 strikeouts in the ball game. She'll shake off Vincent on that first sign, and the pitch coming in will be fouled off the end of the bat for strike 2. Pike, Filiberto, Pleasure, and Tompkins on the infield. Vincent behind the plate. Getty's in center. Left field is Edge, and right field is Landsberg. The same defensive alignment, and that's going to be playable in center field. Oh, they called off and dropped it in again. Filiberto started back. I heard something called for, and then it was just dropping between the right fielder Landsberg and Filiberto at second base. So that will end that streak of retired in a row. I'll bring up Erica Kelleher. She grounded out to the second baseman, Filiberto, back in the first inning. And way out ahead of the pitch for a swinging strike. Again, the mercy rule works after the team behind us have 5 full at-bats and be trailing by 8 or more runs. Now we haven't obviously reached that foul ball strike. So we obviously haven't reached that point yet in the ball game. We're in the 4th and CSJ down only 6, but base runner at first with nobody down top. The order on deck, and Potter, who made that great play short last inning defensively. And tell you what, that rise ball has been a very effective pitch. That's 4 strikeouts now. All strikeouts coming on the rise ball, and that's the first out of the inning. Top of the order, Potter up. She has reached on an error, scored, and struck out. That's going to be down to Tompkins. There's 1, and that's it. Nice grab by Filiberto, and made sure she was on the bag. She came down and checked on it. So that's a 5-4 force out. And Potter will be down at first base, and now Sham up. And Talia Sham has walked, scored, and grounded out to Tompkins at third. Against CSJ, since that first inning, really kind of playing much better. And 6 runs is a lot to make up. Landsberg looks, and makes the grab. That's the out. No runs come across. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th with Lyndon up by 6. Melissa Pike taking her warm-up swings here. She'll be the leadoff hitter for CSJ in the 4th. She grounded out her only time up. She's getting her second chance now to get a look at the pitcher, Josie Pattenout. Pattenout herself's done a nice job here. A big swing and a miss by Pike. Is Lucier behind the plate doing the catch, and Gagne is at first, Danforth at second, Potter's at short, and Phelps is at third. We'll set that outfield for you in just a second, as that will be too high for a ball, and Pike won't go fishing for it up top. And Tucker's in left, Shams in center, and Kelleher is in right. And tell you what, it's a foul ball. Pattenout just catching and firing. She's feeling her rhythm. She's got everything kind of going the way she wants it to right now. Got 2 strikes on her with Filiberto on deck, and then Amy Edge due up. That's the 3 here for CSJ in the bottom of the 4th. Scheduled for 7. They got to start picking up a run or 2 here and there, and that might find a gap. Oh, what a great catch! What a tremendous catch! No, she dropped it. Yeah, they're saying it hit the ground, and the umpire had a great look at it straight on. It was a tremendous effort by Sham. And Pike hit that with like a 9-iron because it just went straight up and dropped rapidly, and she'll be on base for the Saints. And let's see if they can get her around and get her in now. This Filiberto up, she popped up to the pitcher. Pattenout for the only time she was at bat, and she's on the left side, which would make you think she's trying to drag bunt it. Yeah, she was trying to, and she ran through it, and it'll be a strike called. Pike stayed down at first. It wasn't a contact play. Pattenout will look in. Lucy will set up on that outside corner, and she did go, and they'll throw down and just beat the throwback down to first. Actually, I'm waiting for the call from behind home plate on the count. 1-1. They're saying she did not go. Okay. She'll stay in that left side of the box, show the bat, and the pitch coming in from Pattenout will be 1 play to first. They got the sacrifice down, and Pike will take the turn and stay down at second base. So it'll be 1 out, and the sacrifice will bring up Amy Edge, and she popped up to the shortstop in her only time up this ball game. She had a base hit in the first ball game. First game was won by Lyndon 2-1. Excellent ball game to watch. Hope you get to take it in and catch it on either the computer, on the website, or here on the TV box. That's falls straight back. Tell you what, Amy Edge got a nice level swing. I've noticed in a few games I've been able to do that since she's joined the team. She's right there. She had a nice level swing at that. So Pattenout, and boy, she pulled it foul. She got around on it. A little too far out in front of it, and it'll be 2 strikes now on her. Yeah, Pat now with the 1 strikeout. They came back in the 2nd inning. It's Pike down at 2nd in the background behind the pitcher. Went change up and it stayed up on her, never came down, and good spot in the sequence to throw it, just came up high with it. Yeah, so Edge settles in to the right side of the box and again went down, got it, and they threw her out. Runner will get to 3rd, and boy, I tell you, the ground very soft here because of the rain that happened all night and early this morning. And Nakia Vincent up now. She walked back in the 2nd inning. So CSJ with a runner down at 3rd, but unfortunately 2 down now. And they bring Phelps in tight at the corner. Even with the bag at first is Gagne. And Pat now shaking off a few signs. Now settles in on what she wants to throw. And that will skip past the catcher. And Pike's going to come in standing up. Yeah, so that was very important to get her over to 2nd on a small ball. Then advance her on that little grounder, that little dinker. And she'll come in with the game's first run for CSJ. On a wild pitch. So Vincent now with Rubel on deck. Will make contact to short. Potter to first. Got it. CSJ though cut the lead down to 5. 6-1 going into the 5th. So Lawrence right in the middle of the order. Lucier, Phelps, and Danforth here. And she gave up the 6 runs in the 1st inning and has held Lyndon scoreless from that point on. We are in the 5th. And no changes defensively. Everybody's staying the same out there. And in the final regular season game of the year right here for CSJ, they lost the 1st game 2-1, and that's going to be Getty in center field. Yep, the left center field gap, and Getty covers a lot of ground out there. She'll make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out, and he'll get Lucier on a fly ball. So Angel Phelps will come to the plate. She grounded out to Tahara Pleasure and also popped up to the pitcher. So she's 0 for 2 today. Again, Lyndon. And at the plate in the white uniforms with the green trim. CSJ in the blue. And I'll tell you what, that rise ball's worked extremely well. 4 strikeouts and a little over 4 innings of work so far for Lawrence. And that's going to be a foul ball. She got it down in the dirt, and Phelps was ahead of it. And Lawrence will be up in the count, 0-2. Vincent behind the plate doing the catching. Will flash the sign, set the target up, and the righty liked the first sign, and got the target on the outside part of the corner and got her on the rise ball. Just unbelievable control today with that rise ball. 5 strikeouts now for Lawrence, and she's looking at Danforth. Teresa down Danforth at the plate for Lyndon. The Hornets. And that'll be a ball. And Danforth herself, back in the 1st inning, she scored a run and she struck out in the 3rd. And that'll leave it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. The outfield playing very deep, actually. Now I take a look out there. And Lawrence into the windup. Foul tip caught by Nakia Vincent. Strike 2. So Lawrence looking for her 5th strikeout to end the inning. Also be her 3rd 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. She'll windmill fire and just bring it in too high. That was a good job by Danforth not to offer up after that rise ball. Gagne on deck in case they do push it to another batter here this inning for Lyndon. Changed it up, dropped the ball. They'll throw down to first. That's going to be it. Strikeout will end the inning for Lawrence. Rubel you're looking at, Jessica Rubel, and she'll be dancing back out of the way. She got hit earlier this year in the ball game down at Meadow Street North. One of the toughest things I ever saw. She took a fastball from Jackie Streeter of Fisher College just above the knee. Stayed in the ball game and played. It's a 2 balls, no strikes, and CSJ would love to get their leadoff batter on top of the order on deck in Landsberg. Pat now up by 5, and that's going to be a foul ball out of play. So she'll gather herself, get back in the box, be handed the bat, and Rebel, a freshman, will get set, and Pat now the 2-1 count. Again, it's only in the 5th, scheduled for 7, and they're only down 5 runs. Again, just chip away, get a couple of runs here. And that's going to drop in to the glove of the center fielder, Sham. That was a hit to center field for the out on the fly ball. Now Landsberg up. She singled in the 1st and then grounded out to the shortstop Potter, her last at bat. Again, behind the plate doing the catching is Lucier for Lyndon State. Boy, that's on the Potter. He's going to settle in on the outfield grass, and boy, make the grab. That's a good job of backtracking, finding the ball, and then reaching over on the backhand grab. It's 2 outs, and they'll bring up Vicky Getty. Now Potter, shortstop's been very impressive today for Lyndon. At the plate, she's done all right, but she's had good range and a good arm at the shortstop spot. Right there, you can see her range go back on a fly ball. And Getty will take strike 1. Last time up, Getty flied out to center field, to Sham out in center field for Lyndon. So Getty will settle in and await the next pitch from Pat now. That's going to be off the glove at 3rd, and boy, that's a wicked hit. She pulled that ball with a lot of authority, got it off from the glove of not only the 3rd baseman, but off the glove of the shortstop, and she'll be at 1st with 2 down, and that will bring up Tompkins now. Again, 2 outs means nothing. You can generate runs with 2 outs and see if they can get things started here. As they're at Tompkins and then Pleasure. Tompkins in the 1st ball game, which Lyndon won 2-1, had a massive double to right center field. As Tompkins awaits the pitch. And that's going to be to center field to Sham, backtracking, making the grab in deep center field for the out. We'll go to the 6th, 5-1 Lyndon. Gagne asked for time. She wants to get situated, do a little land filling there, and filling those holes around the home base. I want to correct myself too. It's 6-1 in the 6th inning. Lyndon with the lead, scheduled for 7. Strike called. Lawrence has got 6 strikeouts in the ball game. Again, all 6 of Lyndon's runs coming back in a 1st inning. CSJ with just that 1 run in the 4th. And that'll miss for a ball. Again, upcoming events. You got a lot more Mill River softball action along with MSJ boys baseball action on PEGTV Channel 15 Sports, and also the Bougiani Thunderbird AAU girls basketball tournament coming up. So a lot more to look forward to, plus the Loyalty Day parade, emceed by Sam Garuso. Swing and a miss on the rise ball. Again, I'm not sure what Lawrence is doing different, but that's been her bread and butter pitch here today on those 6 strikeouts. Gagne, Tucker, Padnow to up here in the 6th. And Lawrence trying to get that leadoff batter out. That'll be pulled foul. Changed pace right there. Could have been the drop ball, and it'll be pulled foul. So we'll just reset and do it again. There are 2 strikes on the batter. And again, just a perfect afternoon for softball. Got her. Strikeout number 7. That's going back to the last inning when she struck out the final 2 batters. That's 3 in a row now. Struck out by Lawrence. 7 for the ball game. Boy, if they could just take away that 1st inning and come back out refocused and with some intensity. That'll be strike called. Number 10, Tucker up there. She reached on an error in the 1st and scored, then flied out to Vicky Getty in the 3rd. That's going to be to Pike, off her toe and through the hole. Went out from Pike past Filiberto into right field, so we'll have a base hit there on that particular at-bat. So 1 out, 1 on. Yeah, so Pat now up. She has doubled, drove in 2 RBIs. That came back in the first inning. And then she singled, so she is actually 2 for 2 today. And that, boy, she got around on that pitch and pulled it, ripped it down the third baseline foul. So they retrieve the foul ball, bring it back into play. And but again, CSJ with only 2 more at-bats, 6 outs to go. We're in the top of the 6th, down by 5. Got to really hold the score where it is right now. That's a beautiful bunt. Got it. Nice job by Vincent. That's a great sacrifice also. And it'll become 2 down now. And that was a tough angle for the catcher to throw over the runner going down to first. Now Kelleher up. She grounded out to the second baseman, which was Filiberto, and then struck out in the 4th. And that is playable. Tompkins will call for it. Tompkins will take it. That's the inning. CSJ will come up to the bottom of the 6th. Down 5. I tell you what, Tahara Pleasure, you saw the great angle Munger vision Bacha. She's going to go to second base. Will they send her to third? They're going to hold her up. No, they're not. She ran through and she's going to be safe. Ball's dropped. Lead off triple for Tahara Pleasure. And I mean, she put that baby on a tight, tight frozen rope. Well, now can they pick her up? Pike will come to the plate. Pike is grounded out and singled herself. She's also scored the game's only run for CSJ. So Pike, a lefty, will step in there. Now they're at the point in the ball game in the bottom of the 6th, scheduled for 7 down 5, where you can't say chip away 1 or 2 runs. They need 2 or 3 runs at least here this inning to make it a little more plausible in the bottom of the 7th. And there's a strike from Pat now. That was a tremendous rip by Pleasure. As she'll get set. Oh, and just be off the corner for a ball. 1-1. And the brilliant sun here in springtime in Vermont. Got American Legion baseball action. Post 31 coming up this summer. And Pike will bend down out of the way. Pike took the tough luck loss in the first game, 2-1. Pitched very well against Lyndon. Lyndon looking for the sweep. Oh, it's on the infield. And what a catch. What a catch. Yeah, she caught the ball and then she went out of play. So the run will come in. Yeah, she made the catch and then went out of play. Her momentum carried her forward. And the run will come in. So Pike kind of got the job done. That was a tremendous catch by Lucier. But her momentum was going forward. And she couldn't do nothing except go out of play by a great catch. Okay, so she realized, nothing she could have done to avoid what she did. You want the out, she made the catch, and the downside was she had a lot of momentum going forward, and she just stepped out of bounds. Great play to find the ball and catch the ball. CSJ now with a 6-2 deficit. They're down to 4, and Filiberto at the plate with Edge on deck. So just 1 down. They got to restart things here and get another base runner. Boy, that's a good hit on the line. What a catch! That ball was hooking away, and that was going to be caught by Tucker. Tell you what, they making some strong contact here in the 6th inning. So now with 2 down for CSJ. I didn't even put that in the book. I was so impressed with the catch. That'll be Amy Edge up. Yeah, she needs to start some 2-out rally going here, Edge does. And that's going to be the second to first. Well, they'll get 1. We'll go to the 7th, 6-2, Lyndon with the lead. The 7th, Lauren Potter coming out, the shortstop. That's been so impressive for Lyndon. And she's going to start off in a bunt position on the left side of the bag. And yeah, she's going to slap it right to the pitcher, the throw, and got her. Yeah, Milt with the big dramatic collar there. He got into it. He called her out. That she could have put that just a little more toward the third base side. She would have been safe, but that'll be a good out right there to get. Now brings up Sham now. Natalia Sham. She scored a run today. She's grounded out to third and flied out to right. Third base would be Tompkins, and right field would be Lansford, and she'll show bunt, and that's going to be down to Tompkins. Good position, strong arm, got her. So again, boy, you take away that first inning, 6 runs, a bunch of errors, some bad decisions in the field, and CSJ's going to be down by 4 at this point, possibly. But you can't go back and change things, can you, in the past? Tricia Lucier up now with 2 down and the base is clear. And it's Lucier, the catcher, that made the nice play on that pop out in foul territory, then carried the ball out of play, and that was what allowed the run to score. Vincent trying to locate it. Yeah, it'll be out of bounds, out of play. And Lawrence looking for yet another 1-2-3 inning. And I can't stress it enough. 10 batters came to the plate that first inning. 1, 2, 3 errors in that inning alone. And some of them weren't marked down as errors. They were just the wrong choice to go with the ball. Whether not coming home or missing cutoff, there's a strike called. But a lot of what-ifs, could-haves, should-haves, right? 7 strikeouts in the ball game for Lawrence. Lyndon winning the first ball game 2-1, and that's going to be out to Landsberg, and she will take a step in and misplay it. And now they're going to send Lucier to third. The ball just coming in. Well, they're going to put the brakes on right there. So Lucier with a 2 out will go in the book as a triple. Yeah, and that was a play that, and it's hard to judge a line drive, much harder than it is a fly ball. So Landsberg took 1 step in, then another step in, and then tried to reach up and couldn't make the catch. And insurance runs, padding runs sitting down there for Phelps at third base. Phelps is 0 for 3 in this ball game. And a swing and a miss on a pitch that looked like a drop ball. It came in and fell right off the table. And Phelps really tightening those batting gloves. See if that does the trick for her here. Every run's big in a ball game. 6-2 right now, Lyndon, but another run sitting at third base trying to get picked up, and that's Getty on the run, Getty on the run, Getty on the run, Getty with the grab. Oh, did she track that ball down in the right center field gap? They'll strand the runner at third, and a nice job by Vicky Getty. So 3 outs left in the regular season for CSJ, unless I can do something about that right here. Pat now trying to go for the complete game win. That's going to be foul back for a strike. Lucier took that one off the top of the helmet. 6 runs, all scored in the first inning by Lyndon, 1 in the 4th and 1 in the 6th for CSJ. And they're at Vincent, Rubel, and then Landsberg. That'll be a ball. Good die right there, waiting on that one. I'll leave the count out at 1-1. Well, we tell you what, though, after that first inning, we've seen some nice plays in the field. Vicky Getty, in particular, getting some fly balls. And that last one out in the gap, she tracked it very well. That had some extra power on it. Pat now took a little extra oomph in that one and got the swinging strike on the rise ball. So Vincent with 2 strikes in the count. And they changed the pace, and that's going to be caught by the left fielder out there. It's going to be Tucker with the catch, and Tucker has made some nice grabs. In particular, that one hit on the rope by Filiberto that was hooking away from her. So there is 1 out now in the 7th. And Rubel has struck out and flied out in the ballgame. 0 for 2. She flied out to center field where Sham made the catch, and she will not offer up at that rise ball. It'll be a 1 ball, no strike count. And Rubel, like I said, had an RBI single back in the first ball game. And that's on the infield, called for and taken by Potter. So 2 down on fly balls, and CSJ now down to their final out on Seniors Day here in the 2nd game of a doubleheader before they are off for the national tournament. And it'll be Landsberg coming up. She is 1 for 3 today. She has singled and then grounded out and flied out. what could be her final at bat here on her home turf. She wastes no time, like that one after it, and that'll be a foul ball. We'll make the grab over there, a fan. That's Lisa Lawrence's dad, the pitcher for CSJ. Showing you he's still got the hands over there. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Oh, she's spotted that pitch a few times today. She's done a good job in the sequence. That time she actually got it in the zone and down to 2 strikes now on Landsberg. And that's the ball game. Strike 3 call, and that'll be Lyndon with the sweep. They'll win the first game 2-1, and the second game 6-2. So congratulations to all the seniors on both sides, and CSJ will be out to the tournament. Thanks again for letting me cover your softball team. I enjoyed it. It was a good effort, and we'll see you with some more spring sports.